A lot of people think leadership is about how much money you are able to make. It's not. Leadership is how you teach your people to eat and then how much money you able to keep. A lot of y'all are tied to the Democratic plantation, and you're unable to break away because you're always looking for a handout, right? I'm so tired of hearing about this reparations conversation. It is driving me insane. I'm so tired of people that look like me begging somebody else in order to forgive them. Stop messing up. You don't have to ask for forgiveness when you didn't do anything wrong. I'm so tired of the simping and pandering over into people that don't even care nothing about you. And so what they do is they utilize it and they hang it over your head and they say, listen, vote for me and I'll give you something. You're not able to come to the table with a request because you're the person that's in need. Think about it for 5 seconds. For 5 seconds, you're not able to come with a request because you're the person in need. The person in need is the loser in every situation, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're in business and you're trying to negotiate your contract for whatever job they're trying to. If you're think about this, think about this for a second, right? And this is the mindset that I see from a lot of people that look like me. They wait until they're about to lose their job or they get fired before they start looking for a new one. And so what happens is they're at the mercy of whomever it is that's looking to employ them. Because then they can tell you, well, listen, this is all I got, or this is the opportunity that I got for you. And then you're going to take it because the only thing that you're looking to do is survive. But when you're in a thriving mindset, I often tell people that I coach, I say, listen, you want to stay in corporate America or you want to stay in this particular position, whether you go on upward mobility or not, you want to start getting the itch at around 3 years. Now, why 3 years? Because 3 years allows for you to show some stability. You get some projects under your belt. You can speak to how you've been able to grow within the company, the accomplishments that you have. You can add it into your resume or your LinkedIn. That allows for you to actually push the agenda for how great you are as an employee. And you make some good references and some good relationships that then will carry you, or you may be doing business with those people long term. At 3 years is when you start to get the itch. Not when you on the chopping block, not when they doing reductions in the company, not when they feeling some type of way about you because you're not a cultural fit. At 3 years, then you want to start getting the itch for moving on. That's when you want to start getting that light bulb in your moment. Okay, I've been here. I don't want to get complacent. They'll pay me more to leave than they will to stay, right? By year 4, you want to start really moving your way out the door, right? At year 4, you want to start moving your way out the door. Now, it's a much different negotiation when you're having that conversation from a position of power versus a position of duress. Because I don't need another position. I'm mining through the different opportunities. You walk into the interview process with a whole another swagger. Fellas, if you got women in your fleet, right? And you go into the bar or you going into this environment. Now you got chicks that's calling your phone or whatever, or you got people that you cool with or people that you can't call and say, what up? You want to go out to eat or whatever. But you just out chilling. I don't know how often at times y'all out going by yourself. I'm very comfortable outside by myself, right? I go a lot of different places. I network, I have conversations. But when you walking in, you got a whole nother confidence about you because you don't need nothing from nobody. You got money in your pocket, right? Everything is going great. Your bills is paid. Everything is taken care of. Your businesses is booming. You doing really well in life. You got chicks that love you and people that seeking your attention. You got a whole nother different type of confidence. You're not walking in there desperate, trying to hurry up and get somebody to take home because you got options. And just because you got options don't mean that you necessarily going to take any option that's presented to you. You moving from a position of abundance instead of a position of duress. And that's why they say men that have people that already want them or people that already got money, they think differently, they move differently, right? When you go into the hood, you know why all of the cash advance places is in the places that got the most duress is because they know that ain't nobody in their sane right mind in a position of power ever gonna take them crazy interest rates. But it's the desperate people that do. They take the worst jobs, they take the worst women that don't add any value into their life, and they take the worst positions and they take the worst loans. They take the worst opportunities that's presented to you. Will only save enough money to be able to put down a down payment to say that I own my own home. When in reality, you don't. You won't do the 15-year mortgage. You won't put the 20% down. You won't pay cash. You won't make any of the best or the right decisions to save your life that puts you in the best position possible, because everything you've been taught in your life is to be based off of operating under duress. Just get my foot in the door. Get the most car I can get for the payment that I can afford, instead of looking at the interest rate, right? Why should I be patient for the woman that actually adds value into my life when I could just hurry up and get some pussy right now? You take the immediate pussy instead of getting the person that adds the most value, that can raise your kid to be a success. You're not looking at your future child. You're not looking at whether or not this woman that got herpes can pass it on to the child once they born, or can pass on a venereal disease. You just gonna see it through because you so desperate to get it right now. You so desperate for that little bit of money. That little bit of money. They flashed a couple $100 in front of your face, and then all of a sudden, you gotta hurry up and get it. You're gonna risk your whole life, possibly do 5, 10, 15, 20 years in prison, when in reality you can be poor for the next 4 or 5 years, go into becoming a doctor or doing your residency, and then be rich for the rest of your life. I tell y'all all the time, make the sacrifice now so you can do what you want to do for the rest of your life. But no, we always got to operate with this survival mindset, which is one of the ways in which they tie you to your job. They tie you to that hoe. Now you had a kid with her out of wedlock, and you practically married to her because you got to deal with her for the rest of your life, for the existence of that child. Unless you die before that child, you got to deal with a baby mama that you just so happen to feel a certain type of way about, that you don't even want to deal with for the rest of your life. But you tied to her. The decisions that you make, the short-term decision that you're making now, is going to tie you to her. You're married to that woman. In one way or another, whether you took the vows or not, you got to pay her like you married to her. You got to pay child support. You got to go to family court. You got to see her every time you pick your child up. You got to negotiate with her. You got to try to convince her not to be able to take your child away from you. Instead of finding a woman that can raise your child and be the mother of your child and marry her and then see that through, you're making short-term decisions, and that's what we do every single day. You make a short-term decision with your money. You make short-term decisions with your women. You make short-term decisions with your job. You make short-term decisions with your friends. You make short-term decisions with where it is that you travel. You make short-term decisions with the crime that you do. I see people today. I'm still looking at stories today of people that are getting convicted for PPP loans right now. I still see people getting convicted for PPP loans right now. I see people jump on YouTube. Anton, how do I short term be able to get my followers up? When I joined YouTube, when I joined content creation, I said, Rita, I'm going to do this for 10 years and see what it take me. It didn't mean nothing to me as much as it meant to other people that just trying to get clout. You know why? Because I already had other things going on in real life that didn't force me to be desperate about whatever it took in order to get some visibility. And now I see a lot of y'all channels getting taken away. Y'all getting community guidelines and strikes because you'll do anything for some clout, not knowing that in 2 weeks, we gonna forget about everything that you did, and you gonna go back to being just a normal you because you got 5 minutes of clout. But everything is short term with the people that I see that look like me on a regular basis, because they don't understand the long-term ramifications of the decisions that they make in a day. Everything. Look at your life. Look at your friends. Look at your mother. Look at your father. Look at your dwelling. Look at the place that you live in. Look at your content. Look at your kids. Look at your job. Everything is going to be aligned with the way in which you think and how it is that you live your life. And it's going to tell the story. It's going to tell us how you spend your time. When you put together your personal calendar, because I live and die by my calendar, it tells a story of what my life is and what a reflection of my life is supposed to be. How my wife is in her femininity and she chilling and she just milling around the house having a good time. How my daughter is in a great place and she's overtraining for her competition and she don't have the same mindset and the same worries about whether or not her stomach is going to be rumbling when she go to school or she go to train, or whether or not she's having difficulty at school or she having trauma or emotional issues that she don't need therapy for, that she's then going to take into a relationship because she's seen how her father treated her mother. Everybody is going to pay for the sins of their parents and their fathers if they don't get that thing that happened to them in this lifetime. It's going to happen in the lifetime of their children. All because we refuse to take ownership and responsibility and look at things from a long-term perspective. Could I have 100 houses right now? Yeah, if I had financed them. I'd rather have 17, 18 that's being number 18 that's being built right now and own 100% of it than own 5% equity, 10% equity, 20% equity, and 50 of them. And then I got to make sure that my tenants is paying their rent on time and all of that. No, I don't move like that. I don't raise the rents on my tenants. My tenants pay the same rent that they've had since they got into that place. And I do not raise the rents on my tenants because I'm more focused on adding value into their life and building a relationship that then generates the long-term care of my property. I don't even have to maintain my property. They do it because they appreciate how it is that we built a relationship. And that's how I treat my people. I treat the people that work for me the same way. We a partner. I treat the people that patronize me on the internet or my people walk up to me, hey, I'm a good fan. I stop them right there. You ain't no fan, you a friend. You ain't no fan, you a friend. I'm walking and I got 2 legs and 2 arms just like you, big dog. I respect you as a man, and even saying something to me, I have to give you accolades and praise. I'm adding value into their life before they can ever even say anything to me at all. That's why I ain't never got nobody in real life that ever had no smoke for me, that ever recognized me on the internet. Don't nobody got smoke for me. They got love for me. Every single person in this entire journey that I've ever seen in real life ain't never had nothing but good words and good love for me. Not one person could ever say that they ran into me in person and they had some smoke for me. Not one. I don't have that type of energy around me. I don't have the rest people around me. I don't have people that think short term around me. I don't have people that vote based off of their immediate needs instead of their long term views around me. I don't have a woman that is moving in duress and is worried about whether or not she gonna lose her relationship or she got to make a decision on whether or not she can take me to child support court because I made a decision that is going to be a lifetime decision, and that's the thing that I invest in. That's the thing I pour my time in. That's the thing that I put my effort in. I put my effort into my daughter. I put my effort into my people. I put my effort into my employees. I put my effort into you. Every single morning I jump on this live stream and I don't miss. I don't care if I'm in another country. I don't care if I'm in Detroit. I don't care if I'm in Vegas. I give you the same energy every single day because I truly care for and value what it is that I'm representing for you, which is then going to be a reflection of the community as a whole. If you want to save your community, if you want to talk about black people, if you want to do the thing if you want to be on code, then do the thing that is in your best interest. Be selfish before you selfless because you can't help anybody until you help yourself. And make sure that you add as much value into your own household. Get the beam out of your own eye before you start holding somebody else accountable. And then we can start having a conversation about what it is that we're supposed to do as a collective, as a community. And until then, if your household is in shambles, if your finances is in shambles, if you're sitting here complaining about people that you don't have no control over, if you don't have a job that actually adds as much value into your life, if your business acumen is substandard and you're not a part of the Patreon, if you are sitting here complaining about a woman that had your kid but you don't have no control over how she raised them, then that is a reflection of you, nobody else. It's not my problem. It's not your mama's problem. It's not your friend's problem. It's not any of us on the internet's problem. It's your problem. And the minute that we take ownership and responsibility of where we are in this lifetime is the minute that we change our circumstances. But I already know that it's some people that's watching this right now, and it don't matter how many thousands of people is watching this. It's people that's watching this and restreaming this right now. You're going to hear this message, and it's going to fall on deaf ears. And I know that no matter how much information I give you, no matter how much insight I give you, no matter how much motivation I give you, it's not for the 99, it's for the one. So for that one person who I was supposed to touch their heart, and you hear this, and you take this, and you utilize this in order to become the best version of yourself, I got you. Tap into the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Do the thing that's in your best interest. Every day become a better version of yourself, one step at a time, one subscriber at a time, one person at a time, $1 at a time. Make sure that you pay off one debt at a time. One impact every single day. You make an incremental step to be better than you was the day before, and you don't look backwards, you go forward and up. And I guarantee you, by the time that you look back on your life, but by the time that you decide that you want to look back at what it is that you came from, you're going to be so far ahead of everybody else that you ain't even got time to run in the Victim Olympics. And that's a fact. That's a fact. 99% of the people that's going to hear this is going to fall on deaf ears. And they're going to get motivated for the moment and they're going to fall off tomorrow. But that one person, that 1% of the people that hear it, they're going to change their lives. They're going to do things differently. They're going to start making decisions that then impact. And it ain't an immediate thing. Don't worry about doing everything today. Do a little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, and become a better version of yourself every single day. And as you make those incremental steps, it's going to turn into leaps and bounds. And that 1% is going to change their life. I'm not here for the 99. I'm here for the 1. I'm here for you. All right? I love you. I appreciate you. I pray for you every single morning before I come on this live stream for you to be impacted in a positive way through the entertainment in some way, shape, or form that's going to absolutely positively change your life and the people that surround you. All right? I love you.